Yes, yes, it's the Raphael Dawkins with the Combat Radio. And today we're talking about Liam Smith versus Chris Eubank Jr. 2. Chris Eubank reckons he's number one, and he came in at the weight of 159.3 pounds. In English money, that's 11 stone 5 pounds 5 ounces. Liam Smith comes in at 11 stone 6 pounds on the nose. That's 160 pounds. Okay, and there we see Liam Smith. He didn't really smile, never used to smile so much, but ever since he went to Turkey and got them turkey teeth, it looked like the keys of a piano. What is my prediction? First of all, this fight is taking place at the AO Arena in Manchester. It's being shown on Sky Sports, Sky Box Office Sports, so that's a box office. You have to pay for this. Oh, why are we paying for this? Why are we paying for this? It's not a championship fight, is it? I don't think so. What the hell's going on? Liam Smith, of course, is an ex-champion, so you'd say he got more experience, but in terms of fight numbers, Liam Smith has won 33, lost 3, drew 1. Chris Eubank has won 32, lost 3, same as Smith, and 0 draws. Beefy, his nickname, 35 years of age, fights out of Liverpool, the home of the Beatles. Okay, his first loss was to Saul Canelo Alvarez, 2016 Super Welterweight Championship. His second loss was to Jamie Munguia, 2018. His last loss was to Magomed Kurbanov, and that was in 2021, May 2021, and that was a unanimous decision loss. Okay, so that's Beefy's 3 losses. And then let's take a look at Christopher Eubank Jr. He's age 33, a couple of years younger. Let's have a look at Eubank's 3 losses. Okay, his first loss was to Billy Joe Saunders. That was in 2014. And his second loss was to George Groves. That was in 2018. And his third loss was to Liam Smith, and that was in January of 2023. So, who do I got? You have to remember, Liam Smith was brought in when the Conor Benn fight. Had the Conor Benn fight fallen through? I think he was falling through. That's when Liam Smith was brought in. Eubank Jr. thought that he had the beating of Liam Smith and he was nothing but a filler. But you know, they got him up here as a 5-star general. So you'd have to question that. I questioned that at the time. I thought, are they underestimating Liam Smith? And clearly, Christopher Eubank Jr. did underestimate Liam Smith. To me, Eubank Jr. had the beating of Saunders all those years ago, but he's a little bit hard-headed. He's proved hard-headed over the years and tends to think his best counselor is himself. And I think he's paid a heavy price for that, in not listening, not being coachable, or as coachable as would be optimal. And I think he's suffered for that. I think Christopher Eubank Jr.'s biggest enemy is his own pump. Were he more coachable, I think he could have been a worthy world champion, were he to be more coachable. But that has not proved to be the case. Now he's brought in Bomac. Bomac at what? 4 weeks? Is that really enough? I don't think so. He brought him in at the last minute, and I question what Bomac can do at the 11th hour. I mean, really and truly, you're looking at a few training camps to really get the full benefit of a trainer. 4 weeks, I don't think cuts it. But I think Chris Eubank could have won the first fight. But Liam Smith has in my opinion, has the psychological edge. Elbow or no elbow. He gave Chris Eubank Jr. his first KO of his career. So the psychological edge lands with Beefy, of course. You could say experience as well. I mean, Beefy's a previous world champion. I know Chris Eubank Jr. held the IBO belt for a while, so he can argue that too, but leaving fathers out of this, Liam Smith is the one with the deeper pedigree, and although I think that Eubank Jr. could have beat him the first time around, I think it's a stiffer test from a psychological standpoint in terms of beating him this time around. Liam Smith will be full of beans, full of confidence. Chris Eubank Jr. is starting with a handicap. The handicap being he got previously knocked out by the fella. How much of a factor will that play? I think it will play a certain amount of a factor, but how much of a factor? That is the question. So who am I going for second time around? First time around I went for Chris Eubank Jr. Second time around I'm going for Liam Beefy Smith. Of course, I'll be covering that fight live right here on the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. Tune in, break the knob off. My prediction is Liam Smith by, we're talking 8th round, 9th round, TKO. I give him the edge because we threw in the towel. Because the psychological edge. Does that mean that Christopher Eubank Jr. can't win? No, it doesn't mean that. I'm simply putting my money on Liam Smith. Okay, what say you? Have your say. It's the Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. Like, subscribe, comment, share. See you tomorrow for the live show. I'm out.